like fireworks, but you know, whatever looks cool, floats their
we're
boat,
just igniting the light and letting it shine.
Definitely. And honestly, a lot of our cameras have been showing that, Jane, so far this evening. It's been nice to see some of those views, even though, right, we're inside. This is a live look here from the Monroe Government Center. A little bit of thunderstorm activity down toward our south near Columbia, creating some light in the sky, but no worries, it's not local. If you notice, though, there is a little bit of smoke there that looks to be lingering closer to the ground. We get a lot of questions oftentimes about fireworks, right, and why the smoke dispersion looks to be a little bit different right at night. Well, what happens there is that our planetary boundary layer, where all of us live, right, every single day, it gets a little bit more shallow there during the evening hours. So what happens is that smoke kind of gets trapped there because the wind's not as high in the evening hours, so there's not as much mixing. Whereas in the afternoon, during the day, the sun's heating, and all of that mixing of the wind oftentimes allows for that planetary boundary layer to be much higher, which is why not only, of course, at night when it's dark, you can kind of see that smoke a little bit better, but it tends to get trapped closer to the surface there. And of course, we're seeing this tonight, and we'll likely see it again tomorrow night, as I'll be tracking a few areas of rain and storms, but those do look to wrap up just like tonight, just in time for fireworks. Now, where we have storms still lingering right now, you can see actually over toward the Fayetteville area and down toward Columbia. We really got lucky. These strong storms rolled through pretty quick across the Piedmont. We had heavy rain, of course, that gusty wind, and even a few severe thunderstorm warnings, but it wrapped up virtually just in time, of course, for the fireworks. Reason why is it's kind of stuck here along this stalled cold front that you can see is shifted just to the south there of the Queen City. Brad was mentioning this earlier this week. I talked about it a little bit this morning and yesterday. But exactly where the front kind of shifted further south as it moved through was going to depend on how much rain we would see. Now, because it's close by, I do still expect scattered showers and storms in the forecast tomorrow, but not quite as many as what we saw today. And these will not be severe. We don't have as much of that daytime heating, as much as that warmth and moisture in the air, and really no trigger as that front will be to our south. So these storms could produce heavy rain at times, but not severe weather like what we had today. Notice primarily in the afternoon and early evening, but it should for the most part wrap up just in time for fireworks. High temperatures tomorrow around 90 degrees, but will feel like the upper 90s to near 100. So here's a look at your hour by hour forecast. So look at much of Monday morning stays dry. I think it's right around the lunchtime time frame that we'll see a few of those spotty showers and storms develop. A few pockets of heavy rain as we hit the afternoon, but look at that, by 7, 8 o'clock, most of that starts to wrap up. So just like today, we are going to see rain and storms for a lot of you, but it's not going to rain for the entire day. It won't ruin your outdoor plans completely, but when there's strong storms there in the forecast, it's summer. We know it here in the Carolinas. You got to stay weather aware. Got to have a way to get those alerts just in case a storm is nearby you. And remember, when thunder roars, move indoors. When there are storms in the area, no safe place outside. Now, as we get closer to the middle part of the work week, we have major changes to tell you about. In fact, a really strong ridge of high pressure with 2 cutoff highs will develop across not just our area here in the Carolinas, but across a lot of the deep south. And if you remember a few weeks ago when we had a similar pattern, we saw prolonged heat across the area. Right now, I do expect this heat to stay below heat advisory categories, but especially by Wednesday, as our high reaches the mid-90s, our feels like temperatures could get very, very close to that 105-degree mark, which is where we have to be for heat advisories to be issued. And this heat is going to continue pretty much all the way through Friday and even into the weekend. Our heat indices could be near 100 degrees, if not even a touch higher. So not up to weather aware criteria just yet, but something I'm surely watching as we head through the next few days. Notice the rain chances will increase, especially by Thursday and Friday, so that'll drop that heat index just a little bit. And then as we progress into the weekend, a few showers and storms will return to the forecast, but definitely going to see your best chance of rain by the early and middle part of the week ahead. So after tomorrow, keeping an eye on the sky and an eye on that heat.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Brittany.